Well, you've seen the title and the thumbnail, so you know where we are.
I didn't see the thumbnail.
Chris, do you think that's funny?
Yes, I do.
And we're at Bulls Island Recreational Center. And Bulls Island connects with the Raven Rock Bridge right up there to Lumbersville, Pennsylvania. And this bridge is iconic to the Black Bass Hotel. And this bridge has a lot of traffic, so we're going to be sharing it with other people this morning. And here it is. And you really have a gorgeous view of the Delaware River. And way back there is the Black Bass Hotel, which we'll talk about in a moment. Chris, is this bridge slippery?
I would say so.
It doesn't look it from here, it just looks wet, but it's really cold. This is all ice. And we're gonna walk up here to where we're in the sun, where it's just a little bit more dry. But this is a gorgeous view. Look at this. And this pedestrian bridge was built in 1947. It replaced the original covered bridge that was built in 1856, but later suffered damage in the flood of 1903. This bridge was the last wooden covered bridge to cross the Delaware River between Easton and Trenton. Another beautiful view, but it's really windy up here and cold. There was actually a sawmill that originally sat right on the Pennsylvania side, which we're facing the Pennsylvania side of the bridge. It was in 1814, I believe. So the settlement was called Lumbersville. The Lumberville, Delaware Bridge Company opened its bridge between Lumberville and Raven Rock in 1856. The original covered bridge was 705 feet long with 5 spans, including a span over the canal on the Pennsylvania side. The original bridge also had 2 driveways and footwalks. It costed $18,000 to build. One of the bridge's spans was lost in the October 1903 flood and replaced with a section of steel. And we're looking at the Pennsylvania side right there where the cars are driving. And that's the Black Bass Hotel right there. The Joint Bridge Commission bought the bridge and made it toll-free in 1932. But the commission declared the bridge unsafe in 1944, and it was closed to vehicular traffic. In 1947, a steel suspension walking bridge was replaced with this covered bridge, and now it sits on its original covered bridge piers and abutments now. And like I said, this is the Black Bass Hotel, at least the backside of it. This was built around somewhere in the 1740s. And it served here as a haven for travelers, traders, sportsmen. The famous tavern had many names throughout the year, including Wall's Tavern, Lumbersville Hotel, Temple Bar, the Rising Sun, and finally became the Black Bass Hotel. This is one of the oldest inns in the country, and it's also on the National Register of Historic Places. Chris, this hotel has a lot of history. What's some of the notable history about this?
Well, George Washington, when he was the general of the Continental Army, he was actually passing through here, and he was going to stop here, but he couldn't because the owner was a Tory, which means that he was American loyal to the British Crown. And so he had to turn back.
Yeah, that's right. So he wanted to stay here, but the innkeeper,
innkeeper was a Tory.
Innkeeper would not allow him to. So he made it clear to Washington that he was not welcome to stay here actually. And shortly thereafter, just 14 miles south, George Washington organized a forced move in a surprise attack against the Hessian forces. He and his troops crossed the Delaware River to Trenton, New Jersey on the morning of December 26, 1776, and this proved a decisive victory in the American Revolutionary War that helped turn the tides in America's favor. Also in 1833, a fire broke out in the tavern, resulting in extensive damage. At the time, the owner, I think it was Major Anthony Fry, broke open the cellar door and, at the risk of his own life, carried out a huge quantity of gunpowder that was being stored there. This stopped an inevitable explosion and saved the bass from total destruction. So here's a final look at the Black Bass Hotel, which is on the Pennsylvania side. All of that's on the Pennsylvania side. Chris, you cold?
Cold.
And we're going to start walking back to the New Jersey side. It is a beautiful view of the Delaware, though, which Chris and I will be walking very soon. As we started already in one of our previous tapes, we'll be walking this whole Delaware Canal, 60 miles from Easton to Bristol. Chris, have you ever been so cold?
Nope.
Oh, it's cold. It's windy up here. Ice, ice, baby. Now, they said this bridge sits on its original abutments, and I can't really get down there right now, but this is a side view of it. Sort of. So those abutments that you see down there are all original, apparently. And here's the other side of the bridge. Maybe you can see the abutments better in this picture. Well, we hope you love this bridge and the Black Bass Hotel.
Well, I would love this bridge a lot better if it was warm.
Me too, Chris. My fingers are numb. Bye-bye, everybody.